Yeah? You trying to be on Baddies Gone Wild or what's up? Oh, yeah, no, you be trying to, you know what she do be, she come in there and go crazy. So what be going on? Respectfully, cause I got a tag one day where you was going off on the internet. I be doing I be doing be like respectfully. Okay. Like I'm not gonna my hands off of you. I be seeing you doing your shit, like seeing you on your TV. Like, I be on my haters and stuff, but respectfully, like, I'm not gonna lie, I think a real bitch myself. So you feel like you should be on Baddies or Baddies Gone Wild? Which one?
No, she on Baddies.
She ready.
She's trying to go to Brazil in 2 days.
Yeah, we leaving. We about to film Baddies Gone Wild in 2 days in Brazil. Ready to go? I wanna go. I'm telling you, I know. Let me. They be tagging me with her all the time. It's like her sister, and she be popping her.
What was life like for me growing up?
It was kind of hard, and I used to be a lot for it because people used to say like, oh, if this person was your sister, why did she do this for you? Why did she do that for you? And it's like, at a young age, it's like, you don't know how to answer questions like those. I never needed her to help me get to my goal. I just needed her to see that I can do it, and she can be proud of me without having to think that I needed to have an easy way to get to the top.
Is that important to you to feel that sense of independence to do it yourself?
It really is important to me. I used to have this urge of just trying to like impress my sister. I'm not gonna lie, I always had this urge to impress her because anybody else, I wouldn't give a about.
So what's your current relationship with Nicki?
We was never close. She was like always like busy. She be busy and stuff like that. I be doing my too. Like even though people do think that like we are not cool, we're gonna argue. I'm not gonna lie, we getting mad at me. But this is nothing new. Like siblings don't fight.
What you be doing, man?
I was gonna say,
Listen, bro.
Why do you think?
Listen, bro.
What you making her
Ming
mad?
is just Ming, bro. Respectfully, I'm not even gonna lie. I be getting everyone tight, bro.
People were saying that y'all look just alike. Do you think you guys look like twins?
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, wait.
Do the face. And so for the people that don't know, you and Nicki Minaj are half sisters through your father, correct?
Yeah, through my father, exactly. We have the same dad. She was a good sister. Like she did check up on me, my dad from time to time. Like she always made sure that we was like, you know, at least good situated in a way. Like it doesn't matter if she was distant or not. She was still like, you know, being there. She was still making sure that we was all good. Like I don't have no hate towards her. And if people think that I do, that's
why would a person speak on a person they love? Why would a person speak openly about a private person? Why would a person do that? Who would you speak about in your interviews if someone wanted to interview you? Yourself, right? It's always a bad sign if a person who's not even in your line of work is doing interviews with people in your line of work. Like, I think y'all think talent, like you could catch it like a cold, or maybe people could pass it through the genes. Even with blood relation, what God has given to me is mine. You have to go and get your own. You have to discover whatever it is that you're great at. Being a mooch and a clown don't run in my DNA.
What happens when fame, family drama, and controversy collide today? We're diving deep into the chaotic and often jaw-dropping world of Nicki Minaj's younger sister, Ming Li, from shocking decisions like getting a sugar daddy twice her age to permanently etching his name on her face, to throwing hands with grown women on reality TV shows. Ming has managed to keep the internet buzzing nonstop. Whether she's feeling feuds with her own superstar sister or making questionable life choices that leave fans scratching their heads, Ming has positioned herself at the center of attention, though not always for the reasons you'd expect. Is she simply trying to step out of Nicki's larger-than-life shadow? Or is she spiraling into a cycle of reckless behavior? So grab your popcorn, settle in, and get ready for a wild ride through one of the most talked-about sibling sagas in recent memory. This story isn't just messy, it's utterly unforgettable. Ming Li, Nicki Minaj's younger sister, has been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Since turning 18, she's done everything from pushing narratives that Nicki wasn't taking care of her to attempting a music career that, well, let's just say it didn't exactly take off. Despite the lack of success, Ming seemed unfazed. Using the attention to fuel even more dramatic moves, she began stirring up controversies left and right, seemingly unafraid to ruffle feathers whether it was feuding with fans online, cozying up to figures tied to Nicki's rivals, or diving headfirst into chaotic relationships. But instead of fading into obscurity like many expected, Ming doubled down on her antics, determined to carve out her own place in the spotlight even if it meant stepping on a few toes. Along the way, her relentless pursuit of fame has made her a polarizing figure, with some calling her bold and others branding her as reckless. Whatever your opinion, one thing is clear: Ming isn't backing down anytime soon. One of Ming's most shocking moves came earlier this year when she started dating Tommy, Cardi B's ex-boyfriend. Not only is Tommy twice her age, but Ming also decided to tattoo his name on her face for Valentine's Day. Yes, you heard that right, on her face. The tattoo, which was prominently displayed in a video Ming posted online, showed her inking Tommy across her cheek as a bold declaration of her love. Naturally, the internet exploded, with fans calling her out for embarrassing herself and dragging Nicki's name through the mud. Many were quick to point out how reckless the decision seemed, especially given the permanent nature of facial tattoos. Some even speculated that Ming was simply seeking attention or trying to insert herself into the high-profile drama surrounding Cardi B and Tommy's past relationship. But if you thought that was bad, wait until you hear what happened next. As if the sugar daddy scandal wasn't enough to keep Ming Li in the headlines, she found herself embroiled in yet another controversy, this time with none other than her own sister, Nicki Minaj. When Nicki and Megan Thee Stallion's feud erupted online, fans naturally assumed Ming would stand by her big sister. After all, blood is thicker than water, right? But in a shocking twist, Ming sided with Megan instead, leaving everyone scratching their heads. She claimed it was because she no longer wanted to live in Nicki's shadow, or be known solely as Nicki Minaj's little sister. Ming insisted she was focused on building her own identity and pursuing her music career without being dragged into the drama. However, fans weren't convinced. Many accused her of simply seeking attention and trying to ride the coattails of bigger stars, a classic case of a so-called cloud chaser. Social media lit up with criticism, with some even suggesting that Ming was only making things worse for herself by picking sides in such a high-profile feud. But Ming didn't seem fazed. If anything, this was just the beginning of her chaotic journey into the spotlight. Oh no, she had much bigger plans, and they involved everything from reality TV appearances to more eyebrow-raising antics that would leave both supporters and critics stunned. It became clear that Ming wasn't just content with being a footnote in Nicki's story. She wanted her own narrative, even if it meant alienating family and fans along the way. Yet, one question lingered: was Ming genuinely trying to step out of her sister's shadow? Or was she simply spiraling into a series of reckless decisions aimed at staying relevant? Either way, her actions spoke volumes, and not always in her favor. Just days after begging Natalie Nunn and Lemuel Plummer to give her a spot on *Baddies*, Ming was already on set causing chaos. Despite Lemuel's visible hesitation and clear reservations about adding her to the cast, Natalie decided to take a chance on her, possibly seeing potential in Ming's boldness or maybe just her knack for stirring drama. Either way, Ming didn't waste a single second accepting the offer, jumping at the opportunity like it was her last shot at relevance. Fast forward to filming, and Ming was already throwing hands with grown women, half naked on camera, as if she had something to prove. Her antics were wild, reckless, and, frankly, hard to watch. Unsurprisingly, fans wasted no time dragging her for what they saw as an embarrassing display, not just for herself, but for her entire family, including her famous sister, Nicki Minaj. Social media lit up with comments calling her out for acting immature and desperate, while others questioned whether this was all just a calculated move for clout. Was this really the best decision for Ming? Or did she just dig herself deeper into a hole of public ridicule? One thing was certain: every move she made was keeping her in the spotlight, but not necessarily for the right reasons. Of course, Nicki wasn't having any of this nonsense. During a station head session with fans, she went OFF on Ming, calling her untalented and accusing her of mooching off her fame. Ouch. Nicki didn't hold back, making it clear that she felt Ming was using their family name to gain attention, without putting in the real work. She even questioned why Ming would openly talk about their private family matters in interviews, implying that it was both unnecessary and disrespectful. Nicki made one thing crystal clear: being related to her doesn't automatically guarantee success. She emphasized that talent isn't something you can inherit or borrow, it's something you have to earn and discover for yourself. But Ming didn't back down, claiming she still loves her sister but refuses to let Nicki's harsh words discourage her. In fact, Ming doubled down, saying she's focused on pleasing God first, a bold statement considering the mess she's gotten herself into. She insists that her journey is about more than just fame or validation from others, even if her actions suggest otherwise. Whether her determination stems from genuine ambition or misplaced defiance remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, Ming isn't backing down anytime soon. But before we rush to judge Ming too harshly, it's important to pause and take a moment to understand her side of the story. In a recent podcast interview on We in Miami, Ming opened up about her childhood and the challenges she faced growing up in the projects. While Nicki skyrocketed to fame, becoming one of the richest and most celebrated celebrities in the world, Ming revealed how difficult it was to navigate life in the shadow of her superstar sister. She admitted to feeling constantly overshadowed and judged by others, who expected her to live up to Nicki's larger-than-life standards. Ming shared that people would often criticize her, questioning why Nicki hadn't done more for her or why she wasn't following in her sister's footsteps. These comments weighed heavily on her, especially during her school years when classmates would mock her for still living in the projects despite her sister's immense success. Ming explained that at a young age, she didn't know how to respond to these accusations or defend herself against the unfair comparisons. She emphasized that she never wanted handouts from Nicki. What she truly craved was her sister's approval and pride in her own efforts. I just needed her to see that I can do it, Ming said, and that she could be proud of me without thinking I needed an easy way to get to the top. This desire for independence became a cornerstone of Ming's identity. She values proving herself on her own terms, even if it means facing criticism or making mistakes along the way. Despite their differences and frequent arguments, Ming insists she still loves her sister deeply. However, love alone may not be enough to mend their fractured relationship. The tension between them seems rooted in miscommunication, unmet expectations, and the immense pressure of living under the same last name as a global icon. So, while Ming continues to carve her own path, the question remains, can they rebuild the bond they once had? Or will their differences keep driving them further apart? So, where does all of this leave us? Is Ming simply a misunderstood young woman trying to carve out her own identity in a world that constantly compares her to her famous sister? Or is she making a series of reckless decisions that could ultimately ruin her future? It's hard to say for sure. On one hand, Ming has spoken openly about feeling overshadowed by Nicki's massive success and the pressure of living up to such an iconic figure. She's made it clear that she wants to step out of Nicki's shadow and build a name for herself, whether through music, social media, or reality TV. But on the other hand, some of her choices, like dating a much older man, tattooing his name on her face, and joining baddies just days after begging for a spot, have left many people scratching their heads. One thing's for certain, Nicki isn't happy with the direction Ming's life is heading. During her station head session, Nicki didn't hold back when she called Ming untalented, accused her of being a mooch, and essentially dismissed her attempts at fame as nothing more than clownish behavior. Ouch. Those are some pretty harsh words from a sibling, especially one who has always been seen as protective of her family. But here's the question we're all wondering: has Nicki truly given up on her sister? Or is she just trying to send a wake-up call? After all, Nicki did offer to invest millions into Ming's future if she focused on school and left the street life BS behind. Unfortunately, Ming refused, choosing instead to chase clout and internet fame. Now, according to rumors, Nicki has reportedly cut Ming off financially and emotionally until she gets her life together. If true, this raises even bigger questions about their relationship moving forward. Can siblings ever fully give up on each other, no matter how strained things get? Or is this the beginning of a permanent rift between them? Only time will tell whether Ming decides to take accountability for her actions and make changes, or if she continues down this chaotic path. But let's flip the script for a moment. What if Ming does manage to turn things around? What if she uses these experiences, the controversies, the feuds, the public embarrassments as fuel to grow and mature? Stranger things have happened in Hollywood, right? Maybe Ming will surprise us all and prove that she's more than just Nicki Minaj's little sister. Perhaps she'll find her footing in the entertainment industry or discover a passion that allows her to shine in her own unique way. What do you think? Has Nicki genuinely given up on her sister? Or is there still hope for reconciliation? Do you believe Ming is capable of turning her life around? Or are her current antics signs of deeper issues that won't be resolved anytime soon? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear where you stand on this drama-filled situation. And don't forget to check out our other videos for more juicy stories and celebrity scandals. Trust me, you won't want to miss what we've got lined up next.